get my ticket? Shannon, you want here for this? Do I got to get the ticket, Molly? Do I got to put it up there? Great actor, great businessman, great father, great. Do I got to get all of that up? Everybody knows he's in phenomenal shape. We even chronicled how much money he spends on his body. $1.5 million last time we checked. More than you, Shay. More than you, Shay. But it don't matter.
You to instruct Stephen A. to answer the question.
Shay,
does he have something left at the tank? You damn right he does.
A fiery argument just broke out between Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe, and the topic? Whether Terence Crawford has any business being mentioned in the same breath as Floyd Mayweather Jr. when we talk about the greatest boxers of all time.
Terence Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this four-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion.
When pushed to make a direct comparison between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr., purely on raw fighting ability, Stephen A. Smith didn't hesitate. His stance was firm. Crawford brings a skill set capable of matching anyone who has ever laced up a pair of gloves. Stephen A. broke it down piece by piece. Crawford's ability to shift between orthodox and southpaw seamlessly, make real-time adjustments mid-fight, capitalize on his opponent's errors, and dismantle top-tier competition all point to one thing. He may be the most well-rounded boxer the sport has ever produced.
He was the superior boxer, that he could take a punch, that he could certainly give it, that he was strong. I can't say enough about him. As far as I'm concerned, pound for pound, Terence Crawford is the best on the planet as we speak right now.
That said, Stephen A. wasn't about to shortchange Floyd Mayweather. He gave credit where it was due, acknowledging the perfect professional record, the defensive mastery, and the way Mayweather ruled the sport across multiple generations. That legacy isn't up for debate. But here's where it gets interesting. Stephen A. went on to point out that Crawford brings something different to the table, a certain unpredictability combined with a diverse offensive arsenal that forces you to take this conversation seriously. Whether fans are ready to accept it or not, the GOAT discussion in boxing just got a whole lot more complicated.
You know, Floyd did great things, and he was untouchable, and I still think that he's one of the marvelous, if not the most marvelous defensive fighter we have ever seen. You know, you got cats that can take a punch. With Floyd, you couldn't punch him. That was the problem. You couldn't find him, okay? It was one time when he fought against Canelo, Canelo literally swung, and Floyd tapped him and said, "I'm behind you." That's how magnificent of a defensive fighter Floyd Money Mayweather was. But in saying all of that, Terence Crawford moving up multiple weight classes, that's different. That's trans.
Now, while Shannon Sharpe stood firmly in Floyd's corner on the GOAT debate, he didn't hold back when it came to one particular topic, and that's Floyd's ongoing exhibition bouts. Shannon made it known that watching Mayweather continue to put himself out there in these events genuinely bothers him. His reasoning was straightforward. Floyd built a fortune during his iconic professional career, more than enough to last several lifetimes. So when Shannon sees him still stepping through the ropes for these kinds of appearances, it doesn't sit right. There's a sense of discomfort in watching a legend of that magnitude keep returning to the spotlight under those circumstances.
You hate it?
What you hate? Yeah, because I wish Floyd didn't have to do this. He made enough money, he shouldn't have to do this. And I don't, maybe he just wants to come back. Maybe there's an itch that he needs to scratch. Maybe the competitive juices are flowing again. But when you talk about Ocho, let's just say for the sake of argument, these are exhibitions. Yeah. Floyd hadn't fought 3 fights in 1 year since 2005. That's over 2 decades ago. It doesn't, even if it doesn't look good, because sometimes the mention of like Floyd is broke. I don't know if Floyd is broke. Floyd broke compared to other people.
It's not the same.
Shannon did leave the door open for one possibility, though, that maybe this isn't purely about money at all. Perhaps Floyd genuinely misses the competitive rush, that feeling of being inside the ring with the lights on and the crowd roaring. That hunger doesn't always disappear just because the career is over. But on the flip side, Shannon made it clear there's another part of the story that he finds equally troubling. The constant noise surrounding Floyd's finances, the rumors, the lawsuits, the ongoing questions about where his money stands today. None of that sits well with him either. Hearing that kind of talk about a boxing legend of Floyd's caliber is something Shannon would rather not have to address at all.
You hear things that, tax he owed this person. I saw Logan Paul was talking about that he owes him, and some Greek company is suing, some Dubai company is suing him for for $10 million. I don't know if there's any truth to that, chat. I really, really don't.
And it isn't just Stephen A. and Shannon driving this conversation. Max Kellerman has thrown his voice into the mix as well. When the subject turns to pure boxing ability, stripped of everything else, Kellerman has made it clear that Terence Crawford has earned his place right next to Floyd Mayweather Jr. in any all-time discussion worth having.
Floyd Mayweather beat Manny Pacquiao, it's true. Floyd is one of the top 10 greatest pound-for-pound fighters who ever lived. Tough to argue otherwise. But pound for pound, he can't be above Manny Pacquiao, who ever lived. I can't put Floyd above.
Adding another layer to this debate, Ryan Garcia took a shot at Floyd Mayweather Jr., and it wasn't exactly subtle. Garcia acknowledged Floyd's brilliance when it came to timing his matchups and engineering enormous paydays. But he also suggested that those opponent selections were anything but accidental. The implication was clear. Floyd had a knack for facing certain fighters at very specific points in their careers. Comments like those didn't cool the conversation down. If anything, they poured gasoline on an already raging fire, reigniting the ongoing comparison between Floyd's legacy and what Terence Crawford has built through his own career.
Has changed the game like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
In a bad way.
In a bad way.
In a bad way. Yeah, you got it. In a bad way.
He was so great and so dominant. I
Yeah,
can't
but
do that.
he mastered the art of knowing when to fight somebody and when not to.
That's when things shifted into another gear entirely. Ryan Garcia and Max Kellerman found themselves face to face on the subject of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and what his career truly means for the sport of boxing when you step back and look at the full picture.
Everybody's trying to protect their own. I had to break that, right, with Tank. I made sure we made
you
that
broke
fight.
the
That was
protect
real.
me
That was
over.
real.
We did.
Yes.
Hey, we took the O in the name of the sport. Thank you very much.
You got a bag for that.
about
too.
to say, big bag for that.
I had a little, incentive.
But I mean, Floyd has even told me before the Pacquiao fight. He said, "Look, TBE, the best ever. You want to talk about inside the ring? Someone else could have that." Now, Floyd, I'm sure thinks.
And then there's Mike Tyson, a voice that carries serious weight in any boxing conversation. Tyson has suggested that in a dream matchup scenario, Crawford's particular style could pose genuine problems for Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's not a small statement coming from Iron Mike. Tyson went on to highlight exactly what makes Crawford such a unique threat: his adaptability, his ability to operate comfortably from both stances, his sharp ring intelligence, and that cold-blooded finishing instinct. According to Tyson, those qualities put Bud in a very short and exclusive group of modern fighters who could genuinely push Floyd to his absolute limits at the highest level of the sport.
Great fight, right? 50-50. I want to say for a fight, I think 50-50.
You don't think it's 50-50?
60-40, but you gonna tell me which one?
You think Crawford can stop him?
Crawford can stop anybody. I'm not saying he can, he's going to, but he can't.
And while this debate continues to gain momentum, Floyd Mayweather isn't exactly fading into the background. Recent footage of him putting in serious work inside the gym has made the rounds, and it caught people's attention immediately. Seeing Floyd in that kind of condition, sharp, focused, and clearly dedicated to staying active, sent the internet into a frenzy all over again. Naturally, it reignited the same question that keeps circling back around. If these two were ever locked in the same ring at their best, how would that fight actually unfold?
Light work. Talk condition. And yes, these shots right here, it's arm punches. But when I want to shoot some hard shit, you can. That's whenever I want to.
And to take this even deeper, there's actually a moment worth revisiting. A sit-down interview where Floyd himself, speaking directly with Stephen A. Smith, went on record about what he really thinks of Terence Crawford.
I did say Terence Crawford.
Okay.
Now, but what are we rating these fighters on? What are we rating these fighters on?
Floyd Mayweather's eyeball test.
That works for
You're
me.
eyeballing these guys. You watch Terence Crawford. You know why he has a problem getting the other welterweights in the ring with him. It's a promotional network issue.
Because I look at it like this. Tank did the same thing Terence Crawford did to Gamboa. So now you have to
But Gamboa was much younger at the time.
But guess what? There's a difference because Terence Crawford is a much bigger fighter than Gervonta. So he did the same thing that he did. So we can put Tank up there in the top 10 in pound for pound. He has to be somewhere in pound for pound.
Terence Crawford himself has also weighed in on the never-ending comparisons to Floyd Mayweather Jr., and his response was surprisingly grounded. Crawford admitted that a hypothetical battle between the two simply hasn't occupied much space in his mind. His reasoning reflected a certain focus and self-awareness. Rather than getting caught up in cross-era fantasy matchups, Crawford has kept his energy directed inward, concentrating on his own growth, his own journey, and the opponents standing directly in front of him. For Bud, the work has always spoken louder than the debate.
I know how you is. You be sizing niggas up, bro. Keep it a stack. Did you in your head size up Floyd? Like, you know what I'm saying? If we was ever keep it real, bro. Keep it real.
I'm never that type of guy. I think that's some grimy shit. Always been happy for him, been a fan of his, and I never imagined us fighting. Yeah. I never looked at him like, man, I know I'll be this.
Boy, you capping, bro. I never thought like fantasy fight me versus Floyd, nah.
Never. I never just was with a person and looked at him like, man, I'll be this. Never. That's some hating type.
Yeah, like plotting.
I ain't never been that type of person.
Canelo Alvarez also stepped into this conversation, and his words carried considerable weight. When the GOAT debate came up, Canelo didn't shy away from putting Crawford in elite company, going as far as suggesting that in certain departments, Crawford's overall skill set may actually edge out Floyd Mayweather Jr. Canelo broke down exactly why he feels that way: the ability to transition between stances without missing a beat, the capacity to read a fight and recalibrate on the fly, the skill to attack from multiple angles, and the power to close shows when the opportunity presents itself. All of that, according to Canelo, makes Crawford one of the most complete and well-equipped fighters this generation has ever witnessed.
And he deserves all the credit. No, he's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He knows how to move and
what makes Canelo's perspective carry extra weight is the fact that this isn't just an outsider's opinion. He has actually shared a ring with both men. That first-hand experience gives his words a credibility that no analyst or commentator can match. And needless to say, it threw even more intensity into an already blazing Crawford versus Mayweather argument.
I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We knew Crawford is a great fighter.
Roy Jones Jr. brought yet another legendary perspective to the table, and he came down on Crawford's side of the argument. His reasoning? He believes Crawford has consistently pushed himself into uncomfortable territory in a way that Floyd simply never prioritized. Roy made a point of highlighting Crawford's pattern of pursuing dangerous fights and willingly stepping up in competition, including taking on larger opponents. That kind of competitive courage is what resonates most with Jones Jr. and shapes his position in this debate. Now, Roy was careful not to diminish Floyd in the process. He still recognized Mayweather as one of the craftiest and most intelligent fighters the sport has ever seen. But when it came down to making a final call, Crawford's appetite for risk and his refusal to take the safe route is precisely what tips the scales in Roy's eyes.
Crawford can handle the power.
Yeah.
It's gonna be different.
Sorry, my apologies. Yeah.
And he handled the power, so you saw what you thought yourself. I said if he handled the power, it's over with.
Is he better than Floyd Mayweather?
To me, he is because he challenges himself. So for me, don't get me wrong, Floyd ain't no bad fighter. Floyd is a hell of a sharp fighter, but I ain't gonna say you're a better fighter. I'm gonna say I just can appreciate it more because he challenges himself. You understand me? Floyd never challenged himself. So if you tell me who I want to see, Floyd or Terence, I want to see Terence, because Terence going to challenge himself. Floyd may be a better fighter because Floyd is slick and Floyd really can fight. People know I don't underestimate Floyd's boxing ability. Floyd has great boxing ability. Floyd is one of the best ever, but Floyd just never challenged himself. So,
what would you suggest Crawford, or not suggest, but what would you like to see Crawford do? 160?
Yeah, 160 would be the thing he do that's not been there. He finished 160 and called.
In a resurfaced interview, Tim Bradley added his own informed take to the conversation. Bradley described Crawford as an exceptionally skilled and adaptable fighter, someone capable of reshaping his entire approach mid-fight, managing distance with precision, and responding to whatever situation the ring throws at him in real time. Bradley also acknowledged that the ongoing back and forth between Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharpe has played a significant role in pushing this discussion further into the mainstream spotlight. And when Bradley put both fighters side by side at the peak of their powers, his conclusion was clear. Crawford's offensive creativity and his ability to shift and adjust on the fly are what set him apart. And those qualities, according to Bradley, are exactly why this hypothetical matchup stands as one of the most fascinating and endlessly debatable comparisons in the entire history of boxing.
If I could take a prime Terence Crawford, this is how much I believe in this kid, and a prime Floyd Mayweather, with all the tools that Terence Crawford has, I will pick Terence Crawford to beat a prime Mayweather any day of the week.
I love Terence Crawford. I disagree with that because I think Floyd at his best. Because I think Floyd at his best was a better defensive fighter than Crawford. Crawford's a better offensive fighter, but in those kind of matchups, I think defense usually beats the offense.
Because Terence Crawford got more to bring. He got more to bring to the table.
He's a great fighter.
Floyd Mayweather got the little shoulder roll, I get it, controls distance, but Terence Crawford is also a master at distance. Terence Crawford has punching power to hurt Floyd Mayweather.
And when it came to actually picking a winner in this dream scenario, Timothy Bradley didn't waste a single second sitting on the fence. No hesitation, no qualifications. He went straight to Crawford as the man he believes comes out on top.
Yeah, Floyd Mayweather's a GOAT. Oh, absolutely. But Terence Crawford will whoop his ass. He would beat Floyd Mayweather. I'm telling you right now, he will beat Floyd Mayweather too. He will beat him too. He got everything it takes to beat Floyd. Floyd struggled in the first half against Zab Judah. Zab Judah, a damn terrific fighter. Terrific fighter, but he ain't no damn Terence Crawford. Especially from the southpaw position. Floyd didn't like fighting southpaws. Floyd reached with that right hand. You think he's gonna reach against one of the best back foot counterpunchers in the game? He gonna reach with that right hand against Crawford? He gonna get slept reaching with that back.
Bradley's reasoning was structured and convincing. He made clear that Floyd's place among the all-time greats was never in question. That much is settled. But when he broke down what Crawford specifically brings to the equation, the argument took on a different shape entirely. The combination of Crawford's physical size advantage, his seamless movement between stances, his sharp counterpunching, his genuine punching power, and his ability to problem solve on the spot. Bradley believes that package represents a set of challenges Floyd simply never had to face throughout his legendary career.
They got a 72-inch reach. Yeah, he had quickness, fast reflexes. However, Crawford got all of that too. He got all of that too. And he got a 75-inch reach. Great counterpuncher. Can concentrate all night. Can put pressure on Floyd. He can even invite Floyd in. Yep, I noticed. Floyd's not having success. He started to step on the gas. That's what he do. And he gonna run into problems with Crawford because Crawford hits harder than him. Crawford is the most complete fighter that I've ever witnessed in real life. He's the most complete. He has it inside and also outside. He will beat Floyd Mayweather. There's no hands down. I don't care about that resume crap. We just saw a dude, they say, oh, he got a better resume. He fought more of this, he fought more of that. I don't give a damn about no damn resume. What I give a damn about is skill for skill. Heart to heart, will to win. Yeah. Hey, they both got great wills to win. However, damn, I'm telling y'all, Crawford will beat Floyd Mayweather in his prime.
And when Bradley was pressed to sum it all up, his conclusion was as direct as it gets. In his eyes, Crawford stands alone as the most well-rounded fighter he has ever had the privilege of witnessing. When you line up every skill, one by one,
He'll beat him. He has the concentration. He has the ring IQ. He has more power than Floyd. He's longer than Floyd. He's stronger than Floyd. He can counterpunch. He can fight for both sides. He got a chin of granite. Come on, man. Y'all, man. Hey, I love me some Floyd Mayweather, but I'm just going to keep it a buck with y'all. Terence Crawford is a different ass.
and the voices keep coming. Both Amir Khan and Carl Frampton have gone on record with their takes, and neither one shied away from making a bold call. Each of them expressed the belief that Crawford possesses the tools to defeat Floyd Mayweather Jr., even at the absolute peak of his powers.
Statement I'm going to make here, the fighter of our generation, everyone would probably agree, is Floyd Mayweather. I think Terence Crawford is now the fighter of our generation. That performance, Floyd Mayweather at his best at welterweight, I genuinely believe that. That's a big, massive statement, but that was,
It was that good tonight, wasn't it?
unbelievable.
I even said it when Mayweather was in the game, but I don't think he got the chance. And now I think today, the whole world knows how good Terence Crawford is. And
Denzel Bentley has also been vocal in his admiration for Crawford, and he hasn't held back. Time and again, Bentley has gone out of his way to highlight what makes Bud so special. The technical sharpness, the deep ring intelligence, the ability to adjust to any situation, and perhaps most tellingly, the enormous level of respect Crawford commands from the very best fighters in the sport.
It just shows the level of Terence Crawford. I mean, I think we just witnessed greatness. This is the best fighter in the world, hands down, because an elite fighter like Spence, he beats every other welterweight out there. Just not Terence Crawford. To make it closer, I think Crawford still wins, but yeah, Crawford's just the best fighter in the world for me. I think
Richardson Hitchens brought a deeply personal viewpoint to the table. When it came to Floyd Mayweather, Hitchens didn't mince words. He placed Floyd at the very top of his personal list, calling him his all-time favorite fighter without any hesitation. That loyalty was front and center in everything he said. At the same time, Hitchens was careful to give Crawford his rightful flowers. He made a point of recognizing the elite level of craft Crawford operates at and the well-deserved standing he has built within today's boxing world. For Hitchens, both men represent something truly exceptional, just in their own distinct ways.
In their prime, Floyd Mayweather versus Crawford in their prime.
I mean, I'm always gonna go with the defensive guy. The guy that showed he was barely could ever lose.
Right.
That's Floyd. It's hard to beat something you can't hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Floyd.
But this is the point he was making.
My point is,
38.
His biggest opponent ever was Manny Pacquiao. Right. That's Floyd's biggest win. It was at 38 years old.
Right.
Terence Crawford's biggest win was Canelo Alvarez.
Yeah.
He was 38 as well. They were the same age, right?
Right.
Look at the dominance in those fights, the difference. And Floyd beat Manny, all due respect, one of the greatest ever.
It just so happens Floyd was still dominant at 38, but wasn't able to knock people out.
Yeah.
And Terence is dominant at 38 and still can crack. You know what I mean? So it's foolish to compare him at that age anyway.
Terence is a freak athlete, though.
That's what I'm
saying.
Yeah, I mean, also he can fight southpaw,
Yeah.
righty, power.
I get what you're saying.
And then don't act like Bud, he's a smart fighter. Think about the adjustments he made. You think Floyd ever faced anybody like that?
Nah,
Never.
yeah. I don't know. That fight is close. Floyd is my favorite fighter of all time.
Okay, so you can't go against him.
Yeah, I can't go.
against
Yeah,
him.
it's hard.
So you still think Floyd is the best ever? Best ever to do it?
Yes, I still feel like Floyd is the best.
And this is ultimately where the entire conversation lands. Experts from every corner of the sport are now wrestling with a question that would have seemed unthinkable just a few years ago. Does Terence Crawford's body of work place him above Floyd Mayweather in the grand hierarchy of boxing history? The arguments cut deep on both sides. Career trajectories, the caliber of opposition each man faced, and the unique demands of the era they competed in. All of these factors are being carefully weighed and measured as the boxing world tries to make sense of where each legend truly belongs when the final verdicts are written.
I've always been told Floyd Mayweather's the GOAT.
Always been told, especially in his weight class, always been told Floyd Mayweather's the GOAT. Would you go as far as to say Terence Crawford should be heralded in greater esteem than Floyd Mayweather?
I can't say with certainty that Floyd Mayweather is greater than Terence Crawford. I can't. Terence Crawford never got the opportunity to prove his greatness as much as Floyd Mayweather did because he was never the draw that Mayweather was. Everyone wanted that Mayweather fight, whether they thought they were going to win or they were going to lose, regardless, just because they knew the payday was going to change their life. Floyd Mayweather got an opportunity to defend his belt, or to fight as many world champions as any boxer in history, which is why a lot of people see him as the greatest. Undisputed. I do think, though, Terence Crawford's dominance, it's right up there. It's just as impressive as Floyd Mayweather. And as a matter of fact, it might even be more impressive. Terence Crawford in those 42 fights didn't lose on a single person scorecard his entire career. There was no split decisions. It was either I won by a unanimous decision or I stopped.
So after listening to legends, former champions, and seasoned analysts all draw their own lines in the sand, the debate remains as unsettled as ever. And through all of it, one question continues to echo louder than the rest. If Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather Jr. had ever met inside the ring, both operating at the absolute peak of their powers, who would have been the last man standing? That's the question only you can answer. Drop your pick in the comments below and let the world know exactly where you stand. And if you want more conversations like this one, fight breakdowns, GOAT debates, and everything happening behind the scenes in boxing, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a thing.